we were contacting, trying to contact you for the purpose of the investigation, and there must have been something that we saw about your absentee ballot that made us, like, for instance, we had some people whose ballot was never returned to the Bladen County Board of Elections. Maybe they asked for an absentee ballot and it was never returned. We had some people who said, I didn't even order an absentee ballot. I don't know why I got it, and I didn't sign that form. That's not my signature. We had all kinds of things going on regarding the absentee ballots that were not normal. So there must have been something that we saw concerning yours and your wife's that caused us to have you on the list of people we needed to contact. But certainly we did not know that your wife was sick.
Okay, well, what I really wanted to know was I was pretty much over this, and I'm blunt, and I'm to the point. I don't beat around the bush. Okay, I know it was because Woody Hester signed it. Okay, and I know he signed some ballots. I know he's been subpoenaed, so I figured that's why I was doing it. And I told you your things. I didn't like the way they got out of the way with my daughter-in-law a little bit.
Yeah.
And I put them in their place. I didn't cuss them out, but I just let them know that that if it happened again, I was going to file harassment charges. I did report it and play the video where I recorded them to the chief of police here, like that.
Uh-huh.
And I was pretty much over with it. But I had something happen Monday, and I'm just grown. I'm going to ask you, and you can answer it. Don't have to answer to whatever. I hope you will answer it. But Monday, I manage a hardware store, and Mr. Lutz, Jens, which, like I told you, I know about everybody in the county down here, came back in here, and he made a comment to me that he had saved my behind. And I said, why? And he said, you had called him to ask him was I a danger because of a Facebook post that I'd made where if somebody else come to my house, they were going to leave in a meat wagon. Did you contact him and ask him that question, ma'am?
Well, I will tell you that I was aware of that Facebook post, and I found that Facebook post very disturbing because basically, those two people who work for me, I am their supervisor. I have to be concerned with the safety of all my investigators. And so, yes, I did. I wanted to know what he knew about you because I have a Facebook post from a person where my investigators went out on a lawful inquiry on what we do, which is investigate absentee or investigate election irregularities, and only to find out that the person not only ask them to leave, which you have perfect right to do. You don't have to speak to anybody you don't want to. You can certainly ask them to leave your premises, and that's exactly what they have to do. But then to say that if somebody were to come back, they're going to leave in a meat wagon, well, that's a pretty serious threat. I think most people would take that as if you come back here, you're going to leave dead. And, that's something that I take seriously. So, of course, as an investigator myself, I'm a retired FBI agent. I've been in situations and had friends, that worked in law enforcement officers now. But I've seen people get hurt. I've seen people get killed, and I don't want over this thing that's going on right now, this investigation, somebody like yourself to get, either do something like that yourself, or potentially, even if you were just blowing off steam, it didn't mean that you're actually going to hurt anybody, to maybe incite somebody else to say, yeah, that's right, so that one of my investigators goes to somebody's house and knocks on the door, and somebody pulls out a gun and shoots them or something. I can't have that. So I absolutely, when I find out that somebody's made a statement where it sounds like they want to do somebody bodily harm, I want to know who that person is, and I want to know a little bit about them. Whether are they just mad, or do they really mean what they say?
Okay, well, I could understand that, but you know what? I'm going to tell you what bothers me out of it. I have felt, and you can agree with me or disagree with me, I have felt because I changed my party years ago, and between the Democratic Party harassing me and your employees harass me, and I understand you may not look at it as harassment, but I mean, there's nothing irregular about my ballot. I hand carried my ballots in, and y'all are aware of that, but then all of a sudden I go on the internet and I see copies of mine and my wife's ballot. Not the actual ballot, but the envelope on the internet. And I thought that was private information.
It's not.
And then
You know what?
well, let me finish, ma'am, if I can, then I'll let you talk.
Sure.
And then to have your employees go get out of the way with my daughter-in-law, come to my place of employment, and then to be, and I'm going to just say it the way I feel, almost stalked on Facebook. I feel like I have been harassed. You may not look at it that way, but I feel like I have been harassed because I have done nothing illegal, wrong. I've done it exactly by the letter. Me and my wife witnessed them. A friend of mine signed them, and I hand carried them over, but then I get all this going on. I feel like I have been harassed, and I wonder if it's because I'm no longer a Democrat. I'm being honest with you.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that because I don't care what party anybody's at. I don't even look at that when something comes into our office. I look at whether there's some kind of a violation of law. It really doesn't matter which party, but if somebody is out there collecting ballots, no matter which party they're in violation of the law. If they're having other people sign people's ballots as witnesses when they're really not witnessing the voter sign their ballot, then that's against the law, and I don't care what party they're in. If they're collecting ballots, that's against the law. I don't care what party they're in. This kind of thing with absentee ballots has gotten out of hand, and it's kind of got to stop. And part of sending a message, it just so happens to be that I guess, Mr. Dallas this time was supporting a Republican candidate. Next time he might be supporting a Democratic candidate. It doesn't matter who he's supporting. If that's the kind of operation he's running, then those things are illegal. And that's why we're out here. And that's the only reason. As far as the Facebook posting, nobody was stalking anybody on Facebook. That post was brought to our attention by somebody out in the public that said, hey, you guys might want to know that you might want to see this. And absolutely, when it's brought to my attention that, okay, down in Bladen County, where we right now have a presence, next year it might be who knows where. We might be in Person County. We might be in Northampton County. It doesn't matter what county. But if we have to be there because somebody is exploiting the election system in that county to try to do whatever they're trying to do, then we don't want to find out that, countywide somebody's, inciting people to take violent acts against investigators. I mean, we're doing our job. That's what we're paid by the state of North Carolina to do.
Well, I can't for the life of me understand, because I'm sure that y'all got access to all the records, and I'm would be confident that you would have seen the log where I actually signed mine and my wife's ballot in Elizabethtown. I hand carried them in. Nobody ever touched them, and that's why it's puzzling to me that I was even ever had anybody come to my house. And I don't know how the Democratic Party was made privy to my address and stuff to come to my house and harass me. I mean, I come back from a radiation treatment with my wife. I can't even get into my driveway to where my wife can get out close to the door and not have to walk in the yard because, and I know y'all had nothing to do it, but it's because this information was given out. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I was upset about it.
I get that. And I've dealt with a lot of people that blow off steam, and I blow off steam myself. We're human beings. That's what's going to happen. But I want you to understand something about the giving out information part. There is a lot of voter information that is public information, not because those of us that work at the Board of Elections say, hey, let's put everybody's information out there. It's because it's state law and the legislature decides what can be released publicly basically, and the politicians want that information to be public because they want to be able to find voters to, support them. And so, when I found out myself that my own, voter registration and everything is public, and certain parts of it, there's certain parts that aren't. Your telephone number is not, your date of birth is not, but your name and your address is up there. When people find that out, a lot of people will call the Board of Elections and say, hey, what do you think you're doing? I don't want my name and address up there. And we can't do anything about it because it's part of public information according to the state of North Carolina, that it's publicly available information. So that's how that information about you, if it got somewhere else, that's how it would get out. It's not because we're giving it out. It's because we have, if anybody asks us for a list of voters and they're, in whatever county, or they go to the Bladen County office and say, I want a list of every registered voter in Bladen County, the Bladen County Board of Elections has to give it to them.
Oh, I understand that, but it just, I hope you can see where my point of view was.
Well, I can. Like I told you, I was upset when I found out, all of us were that are new to the, fairly new to the Board of Elections. I've only been there about 5 years, and, another one of my investigators was saying, we didn't know that. But, now we do, and there's nothing. The only thing that can change that is, the voters of the state have to tell the legislature, we don't want that public. The whole absentee list, when you request an absentee ballot, anybody could go to the Board of Elections and ask for a list of absentee ballots that were mailed out. And to who? So that's how Mr. Dallas and others like him know that so-and-so has an absentee ballot, because they just go get the information.
Well, it just, was I frustrated? Yeah. Was I mad? Yeah. The day your gentleman come in here, I had to bite my tongue very, very hard with them. I'm not going to lie, because I had, already had other people.
You're under a lot of stress. Sure.
Well, it's not only that, but, there's some other people that have, I don't know. There's two sides to every story. I understand that. And a lot of times they don't never cross at a point. But, I think they have been out of way with some other people from what I hear. I don't know that for a fact, but I know my daughter-in-law is a Christian. My son is a warrant officer in the military. So, I know when she tells me they were out of way with her, they were out of way. She says she had to get pretty firm with them that she was not going to bother my wife back there resting. So, when they came here, I was not in a good frame of mind. I didn't cuss them out. I just told them, the last comment was I was told them that, the next time they come, and then I immediately called the chief of police, played the video for him, and I informed him. I said, if they come back to my house, I said, it's not going to be nice, and I want them arrested. He said,
well, and you would probably be within your rights there, because once you ask somebody to leave your property, unless they have a warrant, which they don't, they can't be on your property. So you would be within their rights, and if they did that, they would have to deal with me too. But my people are. Most of them come from law enforcement backgrounds. They know, they're seasoned people. They're not, just out of college or something. They're mature adults, and they know the law, and they like I say, they've been in law enforcement, so they understand that they can knock at the door. They can ask to speak to somebody. If that person's not available, then they can leave and come back, but if the person tells them, don't come back here, I don't want you here, then they're not going to come back, because unless they had a warrant, which we don't do that. But a police officer could come back then with a warrant and say, well, guess what, I'm back, and you're under arrest.
I know. I got a brother that works in law enforcement.
Right. So.
But I wish you would have contacted me. I guess.
We try to act professionally and not be pushy either.
Yeah. I guess the
I
thing of the reason.
apologize if they did something wrong. I wasn't there, so I can't see it, and you weren't there either. But we'll take the word of your daughter-in-law that she felt intimidated or that they were being pushy with her.
Okay. And I wish you could have contacted me personally instead of sending Jens Lutz to see me. So.
No, I didn't send him to see you. I asked him about you because I wanted to know what kind of a person you were.
I will tell you this. I am as calm an individual.
On that as a threat.
Yeah.
And that's all. I wanted to know whether you were the kind of person that might act on it or might incite others to do. Because I kind of wanted to call you directly, but in the event that you were not of sound mind or something, I didn't want to incite something.
No, I'm of sound mind, and I'm calm, but now I will not pull no strings. When I told him not to go back to my house, I meant do not go back to my house. I fully meant that.
They won't go back to their house.
Because
they won't go back to their house. There's no point in us going back to somebody's house who sends us away. Then you're just asking for a fight. Yeah. So that's not the way we operate. If that happened, it would be because of some kind of mistake, like someone else who works for me who doesn't realize that was said, and then they go. And in that case, that would be embarrassing to us that we don't know what each other's doing. So we try to make sure that doesn't happen.
All right. Well, I enjoy the fact that I could clear it up with you because I didn't know whether I'd been led astray by Mr. Lutz or not.
Okay.
It was very disturbing. It was very disturbing.
Or something. I want to know I can come into the Bladenboro hardware store.
Yes. I don't have any ill will. Look, you can come to me as much as you want with any kind of attitude you want, okay? And I'm a grown man. I'm almost 62 years old, take it. But I am very, very overprotective of my wife, my daughter, my daughter-in-law, and my 3 granddaughters. I can grow a set of horns in about 2.3 seconds. and I don't apologize for that to nobody.
Well, no, and I think we all feel that way about our families, so that's perfectly understandable. It's just when it goes public like that. I mean, if you had called me and you wanted to, talk just like we are now.
Well, it took me a day and a half to find out how to get a hold of you because, like I say, and I guess the thing that disturbed me is I called Raleigh in December, and all I know is I mashed, I think it was button number 3 or 4, and got somebody on there and told them about the Democratic Party coming. It was a young lady. I didn't get her name. And I said, I don't want nobody else going to my house and bothering my wife. Now, I don't know whether that got portrayed on to anybody. Evidently, it didn't. But I told her, I said, I don't want it because, I don't want my wife being bothered right now. She's got enough on her. We're fighting cancer for the second time in less than 6 years.
Yeah, see, we can only control our own staff. We can't control the Republican Party or the Democratic Party or the Green Party, whatever it is.
I understand you can't do that, but see, I reported to somebody up there in your office that nobody was to go to my house, and then a month later, somebody's at my house from up there. So,
that message didn't get communicated.
I know, and I understand that. It's a big office and everything like that, but I wish y'all all the luck in that. You're more than welcome to come by the store. I have no ill will or anything like that. Just make sure nobody bothers my wife, and I will be a calmest human being you ever see.
Okay, Mr. Duckworth.
I doubt that I ever, and I'm an elected official, but I'm probably done with voting. I know my wife has said she's absolutely, if she lives long enough to another election, she has no idea that she'll ever set foot in there again. And, and I'll tell you the reason we do absentee ballots was it's a 50-50. It's one, because of my wife's health this time, but when we done the absentee ballot back in the primary in May, it's because she's just like me. I wish to God they would just outlaw anybody being at a poll so you could go up there in peace and not feel like you're going through a gauntlet every time you get out to vote.
I feel I get what you're saying there. I vote at the polls, and it's gotten a little bit out of hand, and I understand completely what you're saying. I agree. You should be able to just go in peace and just not have people shoving stuff in their face. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Well, y'all have a good day, and I'll be glad when
I'm not in charge, so
I
the
know.
person who is in charge right now would probably agree too. But that's another thing that has to go. The legislature has to.
Well, good luck on all your stuff, and if I can be of any help to you, I'm at the hardware store. Again, I don't mind anybody coming talking to me. I just ask that my wife has peace.
All right. Well, you've got my name and number now, so you call me if you have any other problems like that, and I'll get to the bottom of it, and hopefully it won't be any of my people.
All right. You have a good weekend.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.